That guy with the highest IQ interview, and I don't know how they arrived at that. I myself don't do IQ tests or believe it's a measure of, I speed paint holograms. They don't have a question that would be valid enough that would get my response. You know what I mean? Um, a lot of it's based on set and circumstance, uh, like a Rubik's Cube. If you've never solved a Rubik's Cube, it's going to take you a while. When you get the trick of it, it'll go faster. Does it mean you have the highest? Um, I use non physical intelligence just like near to sage mode. Sage mode is where he learns to stop using his body's energy and to use natural energy around him. And it not only had like a power increase, but it also had an aura increase. And it made him have to fight people who had sage mode powers. Almost no one else could keep up beyond other sages. Um, in my opinion, sage mode has like high karma awareness, which is how I knew to attack the secret government and the Bible was fake. Like, I just knew that instantly. So, yeah. Having some cereal with my shovel spoon. They're not thick enough to be used for like ice cream. They're fine for this. TikTok shop, man. Anything they show me I want, I just go over to Amazon and get. Amazon has the lockers, which are great for travelers, and they cover my shipping for a small fee. So, yeah, I save a lot on shipping through Amazon. I support basic income. My basic income comes with AI Overwatch, so you'll get 333 new monies with your life on it printed a day. So it encourages people to have nice, exciting lives. And the AI will be able to know security now. Because right now you're doing privacy and private property, which is really about slavery. So you don't see the harems, you don't see the people. Um, so I'm not for privacy as your value. You can't let everybody know what you're doing. You're doing something that only you can know you're doing, or the rest of us would react. I'm not sure I'm with keeping that. I'm not sure I'm with letting you go on being private. Um, I think that we ought to know what you're doing. Uh, so yeah, I think this is a pretty good flavor. I'd be interested in these getting a little less expensive, like no can or whatever. Definitely when you're living in your car, which I'm gonna start doing here soon. Um, it's You don't want to pile up cans. You can kind of deal with it with like a gas station, like using grocery bags to break it up. So when you get out to pump your gas, you throw one bag away, and then when you're done pumping your gas, you throw the other bag away. Um, that's kind of a cheat to get over piling up cans. I had intended on using like a propane tank and a smelter, but I never came around to that. Um, I still have the smelter, I just don't have the propane tank. Um, yeah, rodents are funny. I've thrown jeweled containers into gopher holes and had them scratch it up and then had them drag it to where my car was. Like they know it came from me and leave it outside. um, I like treating them, but I've seen it where it's like I get like a big bag of feed, like 40 pounds, and I dump it all over the area. In every gopher hole gets a thing. They've never seen food like that. They come out like it's Christmas. Like, what? What is this? And then later I'd come back and there was like the biggest, fattest hawk sitting there. The hawk with a belly. it's brutal. Like, I remember one of my spiritual voices when I was like in bliss as a kid is it's like, that's not good. Why? Because if you feel good and you like it here, now it can torture you. Now it can hurt your feelings. And it's kind of like the dark side of life is who's it for anyway? People have figured out it's for the entertainment of the creator. It's for its entertainment. If you're having a nice time, then it's entertaining for the creator. But it doesn't care if you have a nice time or a horrible time. It doesn't care. It doesn't feel it too. You see. So Jesus is about making you circumcise your kids. The real government, the real government's biggest, will men lie over sex? Oh yeah, usually mostly about that too. Um, and so the real government's biggest fear is the average girl they might like has been touched by a peasant boy. And so they basically did a worldwide con using religion to rape your shit. And you haven't caught them because nobody like me told you. So I'm declaring a break in your physical plan from we're going to toil until Jesus gets back to we're going to take out the secret government and work on objects and energy from nowhere and then do the eternal pleasure body and live in spaceships. That's my plan. So I was inspired by like chip lithographs, how they can make multiple chips using shined light. And so what I want is I want them to do a chip that has basically its inherent geometry can generate energy, which is possible. Um, and then you're going to have it make objects from nothing. So the AI spaceship core is like instead of a phone, or maybe your phone, maybe don't even call it the AI spaceship, we just call it Phone Plus. Phone Plus Plus. Um, is it self-generates energy and then it grows. And it goes like, what do you want the first room to look like? I don't know. 3x5 pod I can lay down in? Cool. That'll be your bed. What do you want the next pod to look like? Maybe an elongated walking space. And basically over weeks and months it grows. And I had this dream since I was a kid. I did. I had this dream when I was a kid. It's like my dream from the creator. Is that new people get given the spaceship core. And then it grows into being their home. So you don't have babies anymore that have to work and then will eventually rot and die. You have kids that live forever and their ship takes care of their needs. So you're not going to take up you populating and flying around space are not going to take up space. Time would be over before you got too many. Right. And the spaceship core is not going to be weird. It's not going to be like, I want a 3,000-mile long spaceship. It'll probably go like maybe one day, but let's go one step at a time, right? You know, it's not going to let you be like, make a net over the sky. The spaceship won't let you do that. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why do you have to do that? You could have a big space for you. It doesn't need to be encroaching on everyone else's. So, I do know objects and energy from nowhere are possible. Two reasons I know this. One, channeling. I just get told it. Two is what has happened in nature does not represent maximum possibility. You can't look at the burning sun and the animals eating each other and go, this is what the most nature could do. That's not true. Nowhere near. So, when you figure out the how of it, which can happen through help, not just me, but, you know, really like my view of a divine scientist would be somebody who has a good call response with the supreme creator, like give me ideas. They do like an actual like religious process to acquire knowledge. And when they're not doing that, they're working. And the way that you do it is you do the process to call, magnetize, and then when you stop, you don't receive it when you're doing that. You receive it when you go into the real life and start putting the pieces together. And so, yeah, we're looking for objects and energy from nowhere. and we're looking for people who live forever for free. The eternal pleasure body doesn't mean. Now, first off, you, the people like me and that I know, do not know what pleasure is. You've been forbidden. You don't even feel it anymore. Real pleasure is very sustainable. You can enjoy it forever and you'll never get tired of it. So that's why you want the eternal pleasure body. You don't need to be burned with fire to appreciate feeling nice. People have said we want a balance of darkness and light, and I go, you don't appreciate how horrible the darkness is. No offense to racism, you know what I mean? But you don't appreciate how wonderful the light is, using metaphors. Um, you can have nothing but light and let the darkness be something you hate, for real. So, black people are not evil, by the way. Yeah, if you can handle differences among your people, you can start to handle aliens. If you can't handle differences among your people, the aliens are going to be impossible for you. So, you're aliens to somebody. There's small aliens and titanic aliens. So, yeah, there's aliens that are so intelligent, they will notice when you have upped to their level and they can talk to you. But for the most part, you're just like, can you imagine like a helicopter flying up to some sheep and announcing, I'm a helicopter, you're a sheep? They wouldn't do that. So they just more or less ignore you. Thanks for watching.